Coming up on Torrance today, the Torrance Police Department is closely monitoring the recent trend of follow-home robberies after the LA Police Department issues a community alert. A couple of summer blood drives are taking place, find out where, and a local nonprofit needs help to better serve families experiencing homelessness in our community. All this and more coming up right now on Torrance Today. Welcome to Torrance Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, July 19th. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining us. Here is our first story. The Torrance Police Department is closely monitoring a recent crime trend taking place in Los Angeles. Yesterday, LAPD issued a community alert in regard to a recent string of follow-home and violent robberies. Suspects are locating their victims while out in public and either following them home or to another location where they rob them. Victims have been followed from locations such as Melrose Avenue, the Jewelry District in downtown LA, nightclubs, and high-end restaurants. The targets of these robberies include expensive jewelry like watches and necklaces, as well as designer purses. Victims have also been followed because of the cars they drive. Police recommend community members to always be aware of their surroundings, be cautious of displaying high-value property, and if anyone believes they are being followed, dial 911 and drive to the nearest police station. If you are being robbed, police say comply with the suspect and give them what they ask for. Do not chase or follow them, and after the robbery, immediately call 911. Torrance police say crimes like these are typically committed by rings that move from city to city. Luckily, Torrance has yet to see an uptick in these crimes, but police remind us that if you see something, say something. And speaking of Torrance Police, the department announced a policy change this week that benefits both our community and our officers. Over the past 4 years, officers have worked a flexible schedule, meaning the days and hours they worked would change on a monthly basis. However, they are now moving back to a fixed schedule. Officers will work either 10-hour shifts Mondays through Thursdays or 12.5-hour shifts Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and all the shifts will be with the same partner. Police say the fixed schedule is meant to promote both an officer's accountability to the community and familiarity with his or her partner. At the same time, the move provides stability for the officers as they will now know the exact days and hours they will work for 6 months at a time. The new policy will also serve as a hiring incentive, promoting a better work-life balance for its officers. To learn more about job opportunities at Torrance PD, go to jobs.torranceca.gov. Well, it's been just over 2 months since the initial discovery of the Omicron subvariant BA.5, and now it has outcompeted all of its predecessors and has become the predominant cause of COVID-19 within the U.S. Almost 2 out of every 3 new infections last week were BA.5. The difference with this subvariant is that it has 3 key mutations in its spike protein that allow it to better infect your cells and slip past your immune defenses. Lab studies of blood antibodies from people who have been vaccinated or recovered from COVID-19 show that BA.5 outmaneuvers them. This means that people who have had the virus as recently as this past winter or spring may get it again. The U.S. is currently hovering around 110,000 new cases a day, but experts fear that due to home testing, many positive cases go unreported and the number could be closer to 1 million. Director of the National Institutes of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, Dr. Anthony Fauci, says it's important for Americans to use all available tools to stop virus spread, including getting boosted, masking up, ventilating indoor spaces, and social distancing. The Salvation Army here in Torrance will host a special event helping community members to stay safe in case of an active shooter emergency. The in-person training will be on Friday, July 29th from 4 to 6 p.m. at 4223 Emerald Street. The seminar will provide information on how to respond under stressful circumstances, how to identify and reduce risks, and how to handle an active shooter situation if it actually happens. Torrance firefighters and police officers will lead the presentation, and everyone is encouraged to attend this free event, including community members, pastors, and leaders of all faith backgrounds. Those who cannot attend in person can join through Zoom or watch it afterwards on Torrance City Cable's YouTube channel. For more information, contact Debbie at 310-370-4515 extension 102. The Torrance Rose Float Association will host another Restaurants for Roses fundraiser this week. This one takes place tomorrow at Mendocino Farms in South Torrance. The association is responsible for designing and building our annual float that represents Torrance in the iconic New Year's Day parade. The nonprofit collects donations year-round and makes all the necessary preparations for the big day. To support this cause, all you have to do is order some delicious food from the Mendocino Farms location in the Rolling Hills Plaza at 25420 Crenshaw Boulevard. This fundraiser is digital orders only, so go online to mendocinofarms.com and enter the code ROSFLOAT720 at checkout. 20% of qualifying purchases will go directly to the Torrance Rose Float Association. Call-in, catering, third-party delivery, and walk-in orders don't count, so make sure you order directly from the website. UCLA will be hosting a couple of local summer blood drives this month and next. The first event is tomorrow, July 20th at the Torrance South Bay YMCA. The address is 2900 Sepulveda Boulevard, and the blood drive will take place from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then the next month, on Wednesday, August 17th, there will be another opportunity to give at the Ken Miller Recreation Center located at 3341 Torrance Boulevard from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. To make an appointment, email Noel at nlai@mednet.ucla.edu, text 310-895-0282, or scan the code on the flyer that you see on your screen. According to the American Red Cross, every 2 seconds, someone in the U.S. requires a blood transfusion. So this is your opportunity to help. And donors also get something in return, a healthier heart and vascular system. Studies show that regularly donating blood lowers blood pressure and reduces the risks of heart attacks. And after you donate, you can help yourself to as many snacks as you can eat. According to the organizers at UCLA, donations have been down this year, so they are throwing in an extra perk in the form of gift cards to places like Starbucks and In-N-Out Burger. All you need to do is show up, bring a photo ID, and give, knowing that this one simple act could save someone's life. The Biden-Harris administration announced it is taking action to strengthen infant formula access resiliency within the Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, also known as WIC. Since Abbott Nutrition's voluntary infant formula recall at the end of February, the administration says it's been working around the clock to ensure that safe and nutritious baby formula is available to every family that needs it. In light of the recent crisis and new authority provided by the Bipartisan Access to Baby Formula Act, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has provided a series of additional steps it will take to strengthen the resiliency in WIC. Among those steps will be launching online shopping for infant formula for qualified participants and an increased transparency and competition in formula bids. The USDA says it will ensure state agencies are better prepared for future supply chain disruptions so WIC participants can continue to access formula during times of crisis. Currently, more than 1.2 million infants receive WIC formula benefits, and more than half of all infant formula available in the U.S. is purchased by WIC participants. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has linked a recent nationwide Salmonella outbreak to what it refers to as backyard birds. Federal health officials are reminding people to stay safe around backyard poultry after 2 people died and nearly 600 others got sick in 48 states. The CDC says this recent outbreak has been traced to backyard poultry such as chickens and ducks that can carry salmonella germs even if they look clean and healthy. These germs can easily spread to anything in the areas where the birds live and roam. People can get sick from touching backyard poultry or anything in their environment and then touching their food or mouths. The CDC says illnesses started as early as February 3rd, and about a quarter of those who got sick were children under the age of 5. Health officials remind us to not kiss or snuggle backyard poultry and don't eat or drink around them. If you're handling eggs, collect them often, discarding any with a broken shell. Rub off any dirt with fine sandpaper or a brush or cloth, but do not wash them in water as it can pull germs into the shell. And of course, always wash your hands. Kaiser Permanente revealed this week an iPad containing the health records and personal data from approximately 75,000 patients was stolen from its LA Medical Center. Officials discovered on May 20th that the device was taken from a COVID-19 testing site located at 4867 Sunset Boulevard. Information on the iPad includes first and last names, dates of birth, medical record numbers, and dates and locations of services. Kaiser was able to remotely erase all of the data from the iPad, and to date, there is no evidence to suggest any identity theft or misuse of the information. Patients who are concerned they may have been affected by the theft are urged to call Kaiser Permanente Member Services at 1-800-464-4000. In a show of solidarity, newly elected Mayor George Chen and newly elected council member John Kaji visited the Consulate General of Japan in LA to sign a condolence book on behalf of the thousands of Japanese expatriates and the Japanese Americans living in Torrance. Japan's former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was laid to rest last week after he was fatally shot while speaking at a political event on July 8th. Prime Minister Abe was a transformative leader for Japan and for Japanese relations with the U.S. and countries around the world. The City of Torrance stands with Japan in this moment of grief. Mayor Chen says the news of Prime Minister Abe's assassination in Japan shocked the world and communities around the country, including ours in Torrance. I am outraged and saddened. My colleagues on the Torrance City Council and I send our deepest condolences to Mr. Abe's family and to all those sharing the loss. Well, still ahead, a Torrance nonprofit is looking for volunteers and mentors. Find out how you can help when we come back in 60 seconds.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be earthquake next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
At the end of every episode of Torrance Today, we want to share a story that fits the theme for the day. Let's make today a Take Care Tuesday. We want to tell you about a Torrance nonprofit that is on the front lines in the fight against family homelessness. We've told you about them before. The organization is called Family Promise of the South Bay, located at 2930 El Dorado Street. Its mission is to help families seeking stable housing in the South Bay achieve sustainable independence through a community-based approach. The nonprofit's belief is that no child should ever have to sleep in a car, in a park, or under a bridge, and that every family deserves to be whole and live under a roof again. With a year-round, 24/7 job to do, Family Promise could use your help in the way of donations and volunteering. In terms of donations, money always works, but they're currently looking for laundry detergent, paper towels, and toilet paper. And if you are interested in volunteering, the staff could use your help delivering meals for their dinner drop-off service. They are also looking for mentors to begin helping once the school year resumes. To find out more, visit familypromiseosb.org or call them at 310-782-8196. Family Promise leaders say the number of families in need has not gone down during the pandemic, and they remind everyone that homelessness can happen to anyone, as there are many people living paycheck to paycheck, just one big expense away from losing their homes. They really appreciate anyone willing to lend some resources or time, and they look forward to hearing from you. Well, that's our show for today. Let us know if you have a positive story to tell by emailing us at torrancetoday@torranceca.gov. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow with more news from and for our Torrance community. Have a great day.